Hello class, today we're going to start section 7.7. There's two different pieces really covered in this section, so we're going to split it into a day 1 and a day 2. Today we are going to focus on multiplying a binomial by a binomial, which is our goal for the end of the lesson. So when we are multiplying binomials, there is a nice little acronym, FOIL, to help us figure out how to multiply. So if we look down here at the bottom, a plus b times c plus d, those are two binomials being multiplied. The F stands for first. So this means that we're going to multiply the first term in each of our binomials. So in this example, it would be a times c. The next O stands for outside. So when we are looking at the binomial, we are looking at the outside pieces. So we've got A times D in this example. The next one, we are looking at opposite of outside, which is going to be inside. So we're looking at the inner two pieces, which is B times C. And the last one is last. So looking at those last two terms, which is B times D. So notice when we are looking at this, we've got the A being multiplied with C and with D. That's the first and the outside. And then we've got the B being multiplied with the C and the D. That's the inside and the last. So it doesn't matter what order you are in, but this acronym will help you have it in standard form at the end of the problem so that you don't have to rearrange anything. So first, outside, inside, last, or FOIL is what we're going to want to use throughout these problems. So for example, I've got 2x plus 3 times x plus 5. So first, I'm going to look at my first terms, which is x squared, or excuse me, 2x and x. So when I multiply those, 2x times x, I'm going to get 2x squared. Then I'm going to go ahead and look at my outside terms, which is 2x times 5, which gives me 10x. And then I'm going to look at my inside terms, which is 3 times x, or 3x. And then I'm going to look at my last terms, which is 3 times 5, giving me 15. So you can write it out vertically, like I've written it out here. You do not have to write out these pieces on the left side. You only need to write out the answers. The other way that you could have written it out is you could have done 2 times x squared just to give you 2x squared, 2x times 5 to give you plus 10x, 3 times x giving you a plus 3x, and 3 times 5 giving you 15. So you could write it out horizontally to start. That's the format you're going to want it in at the end anyways. So if you just want to do that to start, that is okay. Then we want to look to see if there are any like terms to combine. These two middle terms are similar, 10x and 3x. So we're going to go ahead and combine those to give us 2x squared plus 13x plus 5. And that is our final answer. So another example of this, we've got x minus 2 times 3x plus 4. So again, I'm going to go through and I'm going to do my first multiplication, which is x times 3x. That's going to give me 3x squared. Then I'm going to go through and I'm going to do outside, which is x times 4, giving me plus 4x. Then I'm going to go ahead and multiply my insides, which is negative 2 times 3x, giving me negative 6x. And I'm going to finish that out by doing negative 2 times 4, which gives me negative 8. Once again, I'm going to want to go through and combine those like terms in the middle because I can. So that's going to give me 3x squared minus 2x minus 8 for a final answer. Go ahead and try this one on your own. I wrote out all of the steps for you up top for you to follow along. You might have just gone to this middle part, which is totally fine. And then combining for our last one, we get 3x squared plus 8x minus 60. We also might have word problems, or in this case, they give us this picture to help us. So we want to find the area of the pool. Remember that the area formula for a rectangle is the area is equal to the base times the height. So it's important for us to figure out how long this base is and how tall our height is. So if we are looking at our base, we've got 20 covering the part of the pool that has water, but then we've got an X on one end and an X on the other end. So that is going to give us our 20 feet plus 2 X's for either of the cement part on either side. Similarly, if we're looking at this vertical part, we've got a 15-foot area plus our 2x dimensions for the sidewalk. So we've got our binomials now that we can multiply. So I'm going to multiply first 20 times 15, which is going to give me 300, plus outside I've got 20 times 2x, which is going to give me 40x, plus on the inside 2x times 15 is going to give me 30x. And then we've got our last, which is 2x times 2x, giving me 4x squared. Now, if you notice, because of how I set my binomials up, the answer is backwards from standard form. So while I'm combining my like terms, I'm going to go ahead and turn that around. So there's nothing to match with the 4x squared, so that's going to come first for standard form. Then I've got 40x and 30x, giving me a total of 70x. And then lastly, I've got my plus 300. So that would be our expression for the area of the pool. If you have questions about this or anything else, please let me know when you get to class.